Welcome to the Spear Money channel, where we're sharing strategies and tips on how to sharpen your personal finances. Before we get into the video, please drop a like below. It really helps to expand the reach of the content here to get this information in front of other people who might find it useful. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 3 mistakes that I made as a young adult in my personal finance journey. Some of these really make me cringe as I think about them, and some of the opportunities that I missed out on. But I'd love to share them today, and maybe I can either help some people to avoid these same mistakes that I made, or I can also. The other thing is I can give other people who have made these similar mistakes someone to walk alongside and know that you're not alone, and we can all recover from those type of mistakes. The first that I want to share is not having a budget. As a young adult, especially in my first job right out of college, I was not budgeting whatsoever. It's a little bit ironic. I came out of college with a finance degree, so I certainly know the value of having a budget. I certainly know how a profit and loss statement works, but at the time, I didn't feel like that was right for my life for some reason. My idea of a budget was looking at my credit card statement from one month to the next. If that number was going up, got to back off a little bit. If that number was going down, all right, making a little bit of progress here. But overall, no insight into where my money was going on a consistent basis. And this is one of the big things. Consistency. Most people are getting paid on a consistent basis or a relatively consistent basis. A lot of expenses are on a fairly consistent basis too, right? Your rent is on the same day every month, or your mortgage payment. If you have a car payment or things like that, then those are going to be somewhat consistent as well. Side note: if you're a person that has an inconsistent pay schedule or inconsistent expenses, then all the more reason to need a budget. Having a budget is it's important. It's important to know where your money's going, and it's pretty low hanging fruit. It starts out with just tracking where your money's going, and then using that insight to make better decisions. So again, really one of the tenets of being a responsible adult with money, and one of the things that took me a while to finally get on board and make that positive change. Um, the second mistake I made in my personal finance journey as a young adult is not prioritizing paying off debt. Like most people, or like a lot of people, I should say, I came out of college, had some credit card debt, some student loans, and with that first job, really I should have been prioritizing paying off that debt. When really I was just trying to do too many things, right? I was trying to do investing, in retirement accounts or brokerage accounts. I had like Acorns going, which is a thing that it rounds up all your transactions and tries to help you save and invest more. I was trying to pay off a little bit of debt, over and above the minimums as much as I could. But again, what I found was just spreading myself too thin and trying to do too many things. I ended up just doing most of them badly, when I really should have just been prioritizing paying down debt. Um, it's not as fun, right? It's more fun to do investing or to see that savings build up. But from a net worth perspective, paying off debt, decreasing a liability is exactly the same as saving or investing, right? Or increasing an asset. So it might not be as fun, but from a financial picture standpoint or a net worth standpoint, it's essentially doing the same thing. Um, right? And so, and the other thing is that money I was investing, even if some of it's going into retirement accounts, which is so important to start young, the amounts I was investing was not going to be enough to retire on, and not going to make a massive a dent in that retirement amount that I'm trying to save up. But what it was doing was just delaying the amount of time it took me to get out of debt. Whereas if I had just buckled down and focused on that, could have gotten out of debt and done a lot of this other saving and investing later with bigger chunks and with more money. The third mistake I made in my financial journey as a young adult is the way I was investing. Some might call it investing, others might call it gambling. Can think of it as day trading. It was really just kind of a hobby of mine, but again, um, was not a wise use of money. right? You can look at all the kind of stock and investing crazes of the last couple years, whether it was the electric vehicle boom or the AI boom, SPACs, the GameStops of the world, things like that. Any tip from Wall Street Bets or Reddit or Twitter, stock twits, anything like that, I was after it, people can tell you 97% of traders, day traders are losing money, and you'll still always think you're in that small percent that's going to make that find that next 10x stock or find that next lottery ticket that's really going to make a difference. But inevitably, ended up losing some money doing that. I really cringed because some of that money was in retirement accounts, which is crazy. Is money that's not going to be compounding for the rest of my working years. So glad I learned that and the rest of these mistakes while I was young. Was able to change those habits. I'm sure I'll make more mistakes as I continue through life, but I was able to kind of learn those things, and again make those changes. Now I certainly do budgeting rigorously. Um, Paying down debt has been a priority, and have completely changed the way I do investing now to a completely passive investing strategy that takes out trying to time the market or use my brain to try to outsmart the markets, which is impossible. So um, hope this video has been helpful. Again, if you found that you haven't made these mistakes yet, please take it from me. Don't make these mistakes. If you have, first of all, leave a comment below on which one of these three resonates the most with you. If you've made these mistakes yourself, glad I can walk alongside you, and together we can kind of right the wrongs that have been done. Again, if you didn't already, like the video, drop that comment, subscribe, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with us today on the Spear Money channel. Check the video description for show notes and links to any of the things we talked about in the episode today. Again, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.